German prison guard has turned himself in after admitting he leaked an arrest warrant for a migrant who was a key suspect in a murder. The case has turned the city of Chemnitz into chaos as opposing rallies come out in force over the general refugee crisis in Germany right now. Now, the officer says he wanted to end all speculation concerning Sunday's stabbing.
It was clear to me that I was violating my official duties, and I also knew that I would probably lose my job as a result. I want the public to know what has happened. I want the speculation about a possible crime to come to an end.
Following the stabbing incident, police arrested a 22-year-old Iraqi man and a 23-year-old Syrian. Both were charged with manslaughter. RT's Europe correspondent Peter Oliver has the latest on the case.
Who this prison guard is. He's been suspended from his job after admitting that it was him that leaked the photograph of those arrest warrants. He's a 39-year-old man who is working at the corrections facility in Dresden. He says he didn't know that it was illegal for him to share these documents, to leak these documents, but he may well face criminal charges for doing so. We heard a little bit of this statement that's been put out. This is through his lawyers. This is the only way he says he's going to be communicating from here on out. He said he did it because he didn't want the media to speculate on details as to who the arrested were. He went on to accuse the press of having manipulated the facts in the past to put across a narrative that they wanted to see.
Every day, as a prison officer, I am the focus of what has happened in our country from a few years ago, in this intensity and manner. Nevertheless, every day I see that most people are lied to about the changes in our country, or do not want to accept the truth. However, at least regarding the manslaughter or murder in Chemnitz, I did not want to be a part of this silent crowd anymore.
But in response to that statement that was put out, we've also heard from the Justice Minister of Saxony, who said that in doing this it was irresponsible, it was serious, and it could well have impacted upon the investigation itself.
We cannot tolerate a public servant who does such a thing in any way, and we will take strict action.
We've also been getting some more information, or certainly information that's been doing the rounds in the press here in Germany, about one of those suspects, the 22-year-old Iraqi who's in custody. He came here from Iraq through Bulgaria in 2015. That's right at the height of the migrant influx and refugee influx into Germany. He actually should have been deported back to Bulgaria. However, that deportation notice wasn't carried out. But what we're hearing in the press is that he was very well known to police. In fact, reports saying that he had several drug charges against him, also reporting saying that from those who lived with him in refugee homes, saying he always carried a knife with him. But it was the stabbing to death of the 35-year-old man that those two men were arrested for. He was stabbed to death in the early hours of Sunday morning here in Chemnitz. That resulted in, marauding right-wing crowd on Sunday. But what we are getting ready for is a bigger demonstration. It's expected, will take place on Saturday afternoon here in Chemnitz. I'll be here in amongst those crowds. We're expecting a large crowd from the right, also a large counter-demo from the left, and a very large presence from the police. They're being drafted in from all across the local area and even further afield as well, as they try to make sure that there isn't a repeat of the scenes that we saw on Monday night and those clashes between left and right.